The earth is not your mother. The earth is not your mother. The earth is not your mother. The Joe Souchere Show.
Our governor is back in town, and he had a carefully selected group of his supporters gather for his press conference. I believe it was just Friday. I think it was out in Egan or Inver Grove. And they were all cheering him, and he was happy to be back. But he said something very interesting. He's wearing glasses again. I don't think he wore glasses.
He took them off when he was seeking the vice presidency.
On the Around the World tour.
Yeah.
I don't think he wore glasses. But he said something very interesting. Let me see if I can find the quote. He admits that maybe he should talk to people who disagree with him. And I thought, that was wonderful.
Come on the show. Let's go.
He means everybody except us.
Oh.
Well, Kyle's been working on him.
Yes.
I hope he doesn't succeed. I don't want to talk to this goofball. Oh, it would be fun.
Yeah, you do.
Well, here it is. I'm going to try even harder and really listen to folks. I don't like the use of the word folks, but he isn't the only one guilty of that. I don't know why I let that bother me. Why do I let
love that word.
I know you do, John, but you're a moron.
Well, that's not very nice.
As far as you folks,
As far as I know, yeah. Now that this election is behind us, I'm going to try even harder and really listen to folks who don't support me or my policies, and to work with everyone in the state to find. I'm making up most of these quotes because the right-hand margin disappeared. But I know roughly what he's saying. To find common ground, because that's how we come back together. Okay. I love this country. I love this state. I love this job, and I'm not done fighting for Minnesota. All right. I think that's an important acknowledgement. I'm grateful that he did acknowledge that.
Did he say fight?
Yeah.
Because Mrs. Walz was spotted with a hot microphone over the weekend. Not a hot microphone. This was from C-SPAN.
I'm not sure if you heard me. We cannot and we will not give up this fight.
Stop. Serious question.
Who we fighting?
What is the fight?
Who we fighting?
What is the fight?
Who we mad at?
Because
Billionaires that spew.
In absence of an answer, I have to provide my own. Continue.
Here we go.
This
Right,
might.
come on! Come on!
Turn the
That's
page.
right, we cannot and we will not give up this fight!
Did somebody tell her?
That's right! All right, you can sit down now.
Holy mackerel.
As the
We've been-
caption reads on this particular post, holy bleep, did we dodge a bullet
We
or what?
really dodged a bullet and not have to listen to this
How did we
owner.
not hear a peep from her through his entire run as governor?
How did you not know Walz through his entire run as governor? Now let's focus on fight for a moment.
Who we fighting?
I've always disagreed with politicians, no matter what party, saying I'm there to fight for you. What fight are you talking about?
And correct me if I am wrong. We normally only hear it from one side of the aisle, correct?
You can hear it all. You can get it.
No, I'm asking a question. Do we hear it from
well,
both
you hear
sides?
it mostly from people like her. Okay, now, given the very minimal amount I know about her, what do I think she means by we will not give up this fight? I'll go around the room. I'll go around the class. I'll start with John. John, what do you think she means by fight?
I'm sure she's thinking of perhaps all the issues that were big to the leftist voters, I would assume, like
Abortion?
abortion, LGBTQ issues.
You can get an abortion anytime you want in this state.
I think there's a feeling on the left that within the next 2 years that probably will be gone.
Okay,
In the U.S.,
Ruck,
not just here.
Your answer. What is the fight? What is she fighting for?
They are fighting for education. They're fighting for.
What's wrong with education? We have education.
the education system is failing us, even though they're the ones that are running the education system, state by state, etc.
Reavers, what are they fighting for?
I think they're fighting to keep themselves on the third rail. That's what they're fighting for. Because we heard this a lot, and Kyle sent a note that it is that the word fight is used on both sides of the aisle. So thank you for that. But I think that's what it is. It's fighting to stay in control, in power. That's what they mean by this.
When she says it, again, based on what little I actually know about her, but I know something crucial about her and her family. That one, she enjoyed the burning smoke of the George Floyd riots. She opened the window in order to partake in that. She has a daughter who was clearly, by her own texts, coaching the protesters in terms of where the National Guard was and where they were not.
Right.
I think what she's fighting for, and Tim's fighting for, is a continuing governance by the politics of identity. That achievement and merit should not be the guiding ideas of your place in society. Your place in society should instead be determined by your political identity. Thus, you had Kamala Harris, who has no credibility and no competence, but fulfilled an important political identity slot by being female and black, passing herself off as black. Mm-hmm. And I think Gwen Walz has consumed every ounce of Kool-Aid available to fight for the idea that people will be identified and governed according to political identity, not according to conventional American dynamics that guided achievement and competition and entrepreneurship. Now you're back to part of that. A subset of that is white people are wrong by virtue of being white. And the only way white people can redeem themselves, Gwen Walz is white, for example, the only way a Gwen Walz can redeem herself is to embrace the idea of identity politics, which would place on the ladder of success many, many other ethnicities and colors of skin way ahead of her by virtue of equity and inclusion. That's what I think she means. We're going to continue to fight for this. And LGBTQ, ITP, MBC, NBC, MSNBC, I plus 3.21 people, they also have their own political identity. Basically, when they talk about political identity, the only people who don't have one, or at the very least are identified very poorly, are white people.
The other thing that struck me about this particular video is that this appeared late in the day on Friday.
I think this must have been part of husband Tim's welcome back press conference.
Well, okay, but this is a couple of days after the election. The election's over, Gwen. Stop, right? What's the point of this?
She means that Tim's still governor, and they're not going to stop.
Oh, so they're going to fight here for us.
Well, they're fighting here.
I got you.
Well, but what they're fighting for is exactly what I've said. That's my belief. What they're fighting for is the politics of identity should be the governing force in America, not the politics of truth, law, competition, cream rising to the top, whatever you want to say. That's not what they're fighting for.
They're fighting
for almost the opposite of that.
Gotcha.
And Tim, we now know, has gone a long way to bringing about victory in that fight in Minnesota. very little emphasis on a $250 million food